my life's worth? How many likes is my life worth?
Hey, what's up guys, it's Mark Yoon, and today I'm bringing another hopefully exciting video. So what I originally had planned for today was to go through Haohmaru's whole story mode in the story missions and upload them for you guys. I've done like previously with Amy and Hilda and such, but what I came to find out is that I forgot that the guest characters actually don't have a part in story mode. So just like 2B, Haohmaru, being that he is from Samurai Showdown, does not have any kind of story mode within the game. So he pretty much just has his creation parts, the stage that came with him, and himself. So with that being said, I wanted to change this over to a little bit different of a question and ask, is there going to be a season 3? So where this question came from was a bunch of my subscribers kept asking for different, well, that means you guys were asking for a bunch of different like characters that you thought were going to be the last 2 characters before we came out with the data mine. And a lot of people were consistently asking for similar characters. I've heard a lot of Young Sungs, I've heard a lot of Algol, Aeon, even Rock and the like, but so that led to beg the question, is there going to be a season 3? I have my own opinion on that, but we're going to save that to the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned in that, and then you can find out where I'm coming from with this. But I wanted to take a little snippet of this interview that was between Okubo and Kayane and Takahashi. And what we have here is the interview goes as follows. Takahashi says, "And even though we don't have any kind of story for Haohmaru, we do have something great for the next character." Kayane says, "So there's something good, so there's some good stories coming?" And Okubo says, who is obviously the main producer of SOULCALIBUR, "Indeed, Kayane. Are you working on a new character? Like a new character?" Okubo, "I can't answer that, I'm sorry." Kayane, "At least it's good because you're thinking about doing world tours and doing more seasons, which will mean more characters, like new characters and new guests." Okubo says, "New guests? Oh, no. No more guests." Kayane says, "No more guests?" Okubo says, "No more for season 2. Kayane says, "But you told me you had a very long list of potential guests." And Okubo retorts, "We do have a list. We always have one." And Kayane says, "Only video games?" And Okubo says, "Not just that." So this is an older interview, but what I can glean from this, from before Haohmaru came out and he did this interview, that as I was saying before, like season 2 was not always a definite thing. Like they have plans for these seasons, but like they're only pretty much based on how well the last iteration does. So if season 2 was completely paid for by the profits made from season 1, because anything outside of that is dipping outside of their budget. They don't have a budget set aside from Namco Bandai for doing all these extensive DLCs. Like it's pretty much made, I mean it's still up in the air whether Tiara was originally on the disc or not. I personally think she was on the disc, but she wasn't finished and needed to be patched up until the last day where she actually where this game came out. That's why they worked so hard on like making her pre-order bonus character. But I do believe that that there is a season 3 that's obviously planned and probably beyond that, but will we get it? Obviously, if he's talking about no more in season 2, obviously we're not going to want more guests than 4 characters in season 2. We have Haohmaru, Hilda, and most likely going to be Setsuka and Huang. Now, where my opinion part comes into it is there going to be a season 3? And people have asked me this a lot, and I'm going to give my straight up answer so everybody knows. I don't think within this generation we're going to get a season 3. I hope I'm proven wrong, but I don't think so. With the rate that the characters are being released at and how long they're taking in between each character to come out, like 4 months, 5 months, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are just around the corner. Like they're literally going to be here in November, probably early November. So we're looking at 6 months. We're half a year out from the release of the consoles. What I think they would probably do, because I'm not even sure if we're going to get all the characters for this pack before PlayStation 5 comes out. So what I think they may do is they may work on it secretly, depending on how many people actually bought the season pass, not the individual characters. and they might make a re-release. This is just my opinion. This is like, because you guys know on my channel, I don't want to spread misinformation. This is literally just my opinion on what they probably are going to do based on what they've done in the past, or what I think they maybe should do. So when the new consoles launch, they're going to want to launch title to reinvigorate their base, because a lot of people are going to be jumping over to the next consoles, especially since they're backwards compatible with PlayStation 4. They're going to want to catch that whirlwind drift. But what I'm saying that they're probably going to do is do a remastered version. Not really like hyping it up too much. Maybe they'll like adjust the graphics engine from the PC version and allow for like 1440p as opposed to 1080p. But if they do that like 4K upscaling, that would reignite like interest in the game, obviously, just based on the graphics engine alone. But I think that they'll probably do a complete edition kind of thing like Mortal Kombat does, where they will include all the season passes and the game, and Season 3 might be the part of that gets people to buy on for another $60 title. So it'll have all of that plus Season 3 already packed in, and they could do a re-release of the game on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and keep the game going longer. There are not many drawbacks to that, being that like you are going to be able to play your PlayStation 4 game of Soul Calibur 6 on the PlayStation 5 and the newer consoles, but those of us who didn't purchase the DLC or are waiting on it or want to wait until like everything comes out for the game to have a complete experience, those people would be the ones that would make do with the extra bump from the new version that would come out. That's a possibility. One other possibility is they just coincide the release of those consoles with Season 3, that being that if you pick up Season 3, you can already play your game on the new consoles, but now you have Season 3 to look forward to play new and fresh with the upscale on the new consoles. So those are the two options that I think that they could go with, or would go with, if they are going to in fact implement a Season 3. Now that's the biggest question right now that's up in the air. It depends on how this season did. I have seen a lot of hype for this season in particular, but not so much as it was for the last season. The tournaments and all the fighting game stuff, like that's slowed down a lot, obviously, because of like what's going on in the world today. So I don't know how much of their income is actually being affected, how much Namco Bandai is allowing them to do, if they're going to get an extended budget, if there are extending situations that like allow them to do this. But in my opinion, I think it's kind of unlikely that we're even going to get a Season 3. I think this might be the end of it as it is now. Like, we'll probably continue to get balance and patch updates, but I'm not sure if we're going to get a Season 3. And if we do get a Season 3, I hope maybe it'll be like a smaller season where it's just like 2 characters, like 2 legacy characters and a guest, as opposed to 4. And hopefully they just give us stuff that's like extra needed, like more stages or like more creation parts, because we haven't gotten any new creation parts. That's another thing that I wanted to get into really quick. This has nothing to do with that, but most of the creation parts that we've had are creation parts that have already carried over from Soul Calibur 3, 4, and 5. Not many of the creation parts have actually been new for this generation, so that's why they should do an update where they focus completely on created character. I know not everybody uses created character, but you can customize the regular cast as well, and it will like differentiate you from other people. So I think that like they could go that route as well and just add extras and stuff like that into like a Season 3. Like it would be like, let's say 2 characters, so let's just throw something out there. Let's say we get back Rock and we get back like Lizard Man, like Aeon, which I'm not sure if they're going to do, but we have to go back from the last games before we go on further. So I'm not sure if we're going to get it his way or if we're going to get a Viola, as much as I would love them, because you can actually put like there's different fighting styles you can apply to the game. So those 2 are on my list, but unfortunately the way 5 did, not many people liked it or received it well, so they wanted to do a reboot from 6, and it's because of that. But I think it's mainly because of Patroclus and Sophia's kids. I don't think it has anything to do with the new characters Sway and Viola. I know that they were pretty positively received, just like Gro was with this edition. So it's up in the air. It's anybody's guess right now. I just want to give you guys my thoughts, my opinions, and now it's my turn to turn it over to you, and I want to hear yours. So there's the comment section down below. I want you guys to post your theories and your opinions, your hypotheses down there. Let's start a discussion going on, and let's see if people actually think if there's going to be a Season 3 and how they would implement this Season 3. if you do put this in, I'll put this in a video next week. So next week I will be showing your comments and responding to them and talking to them, and I'm also thinking about doing a live stream coming up soon with you guys to invite you to play SOULCALIBUR with me online. So if that is something else that you would want to do, then just leave it in the comment section down below, and we'll carry this conversation on. And tomorrow will be my actual full review of Halmaro, so look forward to that at 1 p.m. like usual. Be sure to check out everything in my description box. There's people to follow, links, and stuff like that. And as always, guys, peace.